Welcome back to another episode of FinTech Chatter. I'm Dexter Cousins, your host and the founder of Tier 1 People, where for the past decade, I've been helping founders like today's guest identify and hire exceptional leaders. I'm talking about the 1% who can help you redefine what's possible for your business. 2026 is shaping up to be a bumper year in FinTech. So if you're thinking about hiring in this next 6 months, now is the time for us to talk. There's a link in the show notes where you can reach out to me direct. And just a quick thanks for your support. If you are new to the show, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're listening on podcast, give us a follow so you never miss another episode. Now, on to today's guest.
FinTech Chatter, the conversations FinTech leaders actually listen to. Presented by Tier 1 People, Executive Search for FinTech.
Hello and welcome to FinTech Chatter. I'm Dexter Cousins, your host and the founder of Tier 1 People, the executive search firm that for the past decade has been helping some of the world's fastest growing FinTechs hire outstanding people like you. Today's show is something a bit different. Given the events of last week and the huge layoffs announced by Block, I wanted to share some thoughts with you and some tips on how you can get back into the job market quickly. Well, last Thursday, 4,000 of the FinTech family lost their jobs at Block. Block owns Square, Cash App, and of course, Afterpay, which means that Australian jobs have been directly hit. And Block wasn't even the biggest story in Oz last week. WiseTech cut 2,000 roles, and CBA cut 300, all in the same week, all blaming AI. Now, if you work in FinTech, payments, or tech in Australia, first of all, you've got my thoughts and support. I've made this video just for you. If you've been in, I don't need to tell you what happened, but I do want to share a conversation I've been having daily with founders and CEOs across the ecosystem. None of them are planning to build a company of the size and scale that Afterpay got to. Indeed, most founders believe that they can build a billion-dollar business with 50 people. If this daunts you, I don't blame you because it's been daunting for me too. I'm the guy who fills jobs, and suddenly there's 50 fewer jobs at a company to help with. But then I got to thinking, what would the 50 people look like at a new startup? And this is where you fit in, because the skills that not just startups, but every CEO will need, the very skills you've been honing in your FinTech career. It feels really serendipitous that last week a report came out saying that 80% of CEOs found no productivity gains through AI. First of all, that's a people problem, not a technology problem. Second, I guarantee you every CEO after last week is under pressure to start cutting staff and bringing in people who are AI native and can deliver outcomes in much leaner operations. I wrote a deeper piece on my LinkedIn blog that you can read, which describes the qualities that are required for the next decade. But here's the thing that matters. It doesn't matter why you got cut. Whether your job was eliminated because of AI, overhiring, restructure, or because someone in the US decided your team wasn't needed anymore. The reality is you're still looking for work today, and the market you're walking into has changed. If you've been affected, here's what I want you to hear. You're not your job title, you're not your company, and you're definitely not defined by a layoff. But look, I'm not also going to give you platitudes like everything happens for a reason, because that doesn't pay your mortgage. So let me give you something practical instead. Most people, when they lose their job, do three things immediately. Update their LinkedIn headline to open to work, blast their CV to recruiters, and start scrolling job boards. They are the three worst things that you can do. And here's why. You're now competing with 6,000 other people doing the exact same thing at the exact same time. What separates the people who land jobs quickly from the people who drift for months and even years is this. They know exactly what problems they solve and what that's worth to an organization. Now, if you've been following our Finding Your Next Role in FinTech series, you'll know what I'm about to say. If you haven't, stay with me because this framework will change how you approach this. So I'm going to give you three practical things that you can do today to really accelerate your job search. Number one, do not skip this step. This is the foundation for everything that I'm going to show you. And it's the framework we teach in episode 1. Instead of listing your skills and experience, I want you to document the specific problems you've solved and the dollar value you created. Let me give you some examples. Most people will put managed a team of 12. What I want you to put is something along the lines of built and scaled an engineering team from 4 to 12 that ship the payments integration platform on time and under budget, generating X million dollars in new recurring revenue. I don't want you to put experienced in product management. Instead, put something like, I've identified and eliminated a 6-week bottleneck in the onboarding flow that was costing $2.3 million a year in customer drop-off. Every role that you've held, what was the problem? What did you do about it? What was it worth? You document this like it's a financial balance sheet. Problems on one side, value created on the other. Most people who do this exercise discover they've created between $5 and $50 million in cumulative value across their career. And that changes the entire conversation. Number 2, you're going to need to identify who has the problems you solve right now. We usually in startup methodology and apply it to your job search. What you're going to do is you're going to take your career balance sheet and reverse engineer which companies are facing those exact same problems today. If you built payments infrastructure, then who's launching in Australia right now and needs that capability? If you scale customer service operations, who's growing and struggling with support quality? And if you led compliance programs, which fintechs are going for an ADI license or an AFSL and need someone who's done it before? The companies hiring right now aren't posting on Seek. They're solving urgent problems. You need to find the problems first, then give an approach as the solution. The third thing you can do today is start to think like a go-to-market leader and get quick wins first. This is the one thing that most people get wrong. And I see it every single week and have done for 26, 27 years in recruitment. If you've ever launched a business here in ours, or if you've launched a product, you don't get the luxury of sitting back and waiting for the enterprise accounts to land. Most times, that could be 2 to 3 years of work. So what do you do in the meantime? You need to get quick wins. You need revenue on the board and you need proof points. You need to get momentum. And then when you do, the big accounts come because you've got traction and credibility. Your career works the same way. But what I see constantly is the reverse. Someone gets laid off and they take 3 months having a break, faffing around with their resume, chatting to 1 or 2 people, and then they decide to start looking for the next perfect role. The right title, the right company, the right package. 6 months go by, nothing lands. Then I get a call. Hey, Dexter, just wanted to let you know I'm now open to contract roles. 6 months of savings burned. 6 months of momentum lost. 6 months of compounding network effects that never happened. But here's the worst part. 6 months out of work gets people asking questions about whether you're ready for the next role. Now, what I want you to do is to flip this completely. Say yes to everything. A contract, a consulting gig, a 3-month project, a fractional role, anything that gets you into a business, solving problems and building fresh proof points that you can add to your career balance sheet. You have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. It's not just the money that you'll get or the experience, but you're also building out your network. I started a 27-year career in recruitment because I said yes to 1 day's work. My life has fundamentally changed since that day. I got the opportunity with my company to move to Australia. I've been able to launch my own business. Without me saying yes to that 1 day, none of that would have happened. So remember that quick wins compound into major wins, but only if you say yes. And when you do reach out to people directly. Don't wait to be found. Lead with the problem that you solve, not your CV. Lead with the value you've created, not your job title. And lead with what you know about their specific challenge, not a generic cover letter. The people who land fastest after layoffs walk into conversations saying, I understand you're trying to do X. I've done it before. Let me show you how I'd approach it here. And this is the value that I can create for you. This is a fundamentally different conversation to, I've just lost my job, I'm available immediately, and here's my resume. Now, if you want to go deeper on all this, the career balance sheet, the target list methodology, the interview framework, we've built a 3-part series called Finding Your Next Role in FinTech. And I'll link you to the videos below. It walks you through the entire process step by step. If you've been affected by the block cuts, the WiseTech cuts, or any layoffs hitting the Australian market right now, I see you. This is a tough moment, but you've got the skills and the experience that every company is going to need in this next 10 years. You just have to learn how to articulate it clearly to get cut through. And if you're a fintech founder or CEO who's hiring and you need exceptional leadership talent, that's what Tier 1 People does. Thanks for watching and subscribe if you want more of this. Until the next time, be good.